Okay, what we're now going to do is we're going to have a go at solving a slightly more challenging simultaneous equation, but you should all be able to do it. The problem is with this one is that we have to modify our question slightly to be able to solve it, because here coefficient of x is 2x, this is 3x. We're not going to be able to cancel them out straight away. This one is y, 1y or y, and this is 2y. Again, they're different. So what we do is, what we're going to do is I'm going to take this first equation here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply it all by 2. And remember, what I do to one side of an equation, as long as I do it to the second side, everything remains the same. So here I'm going to multiply this by 2. So I'm going to write this as 4x plus 2y equals 22. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this equation, and that's got 2y in it, and this has got 2y in it. So now I'm just going to bring this equation down as before. I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm just going to call it 3x plus 2y equals 19. Okay, and now you can see the two y's are the same sign. They both got coefficient of positive 2. So here, two y's are the same, and they're both same sign. So same sign, we subtract. So let's subtract these. 4x minus 3x is x. 22 minus 19 is 3. So I think x equals 3. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to substitute x equals 3 into one of these first questions. So x equals 3. If I put x equals 3 into there, well, that means 2 lots of 3 plus y equals 11. So now I'm going to say 2 lots of 3. 2 lots of 3 plus y equals 11. So 6 plus y equals 11. How am I going to get y on its own? I'm going to minus 6 on both sides. So that means y equals 11 subtract 6 is 5. So now I think x equals 3, y equals 5. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to substitute that back in, check it works. So 2 lots of 3 plus 5 is 11, yeah. 3 lots of 3 is 9, plus 2 lots of 5, which is 10. 9 plus 10 is 19. Perfect, I've got the right answer. Now some of you might say, well, why did you do what you did? Why did you multiply this by 2? Because what I've got to do is I've got to think, what is a number that 2 and 3 both go into? Well, they both go into 6. What's a number that 1 and 2 both go into? Well, they both go into 2, and because ultimately 2, I've already got 2, so ultimately I don't actually have to do anything. That's why it's easier for me to cancel out the y's as opposed to the x's. If I chose to cancel out the x's, which I could do, I'm more than welcome to, if I chose to cancel out the x's, then I'd have to multiply this by 3 and this by 2, and that's just too hard. So what I've decided to do, I've just taken the easier path. So I've decided to cancel out the y's, and that's why, again, simultaneous equations, pretty challenging. It might be worth you watching this video again.